Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on JustDaZack, and today we are going to play Mage and Monsters and see if it is any good. So this game has been created by, you see the name, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. As far as I know, he made it single-handedly. This is like a second or third game, so he has a little bit of experience, and he's like an ex-pro Dota player as far as I know. Well, regardless, he made an interesting game, which we are going to have a look at today. And, well, spoiler, I already played more than 10 hours of this game, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. And I hope I can show you if this is something that you might enjoy. So, let's jump in, shall we? Mage and Monsters, what is it? Frankly, it's quite a simple game. You have monsters, you are a mage, and you have more than 30 levels of ever-increasing and stronger enemies that you need to beat while you upgrade from round to round your troops, your magic, and your money that you need to manage. I don't know why I said it like this, but let's just go with this. And in between, of course, you gain like these blood gems as a currency, which allow you to get some upgrades, maybe on your next try. But frankly, I did this. This is something I really enjoy in this game. On the normal difficulty, you can actually just beat it, the final level, without any upgrades. But to show you, and cause I'm just not that good, I have at least a few upgrades enabled, like a little bit more money, more health and damage on my units, to show you what's, well, gonna happen. So, new game. First off, we have to choose a mage. We have a different selection. All of them have like a little bonus effect. For example, Garyon starts with the summon melee spell, which summons 3 bandits. Also, the additional benefit that all his summoned spells summon 1 more unit. So for Garyon, it's actually 4 bandits that will be summoned. And others have, like, of course, their own spells, or like with Medela, which is a very good hero, or mage in this case. Every time she heals someone with the healing wave, units that get healed attack 50% faster for 7 seconds, which is like always a great buff, especially on your big minions later on. Well, as I'm already talking about her, why don't we choose her? Of course, we can choose different difficulties, which you unlock by beating the level 30 boss, as far as I know, on the, well, lower difficulty. I made it up to impossible, but we're gonna start with normal. And the developer is also still ever patching and increasing the game right now, which came out a few months ago. Recently, he added a second map, which we're going to have a look at, and a new hero, Gus, who actually does not have any spells, but starts with a few extra units, and his ranged units also attack 20% faster. But let's go with the standard. Medela is a very great hero, and I think also a nice showcase for you guys. Let's see. There we go. The last map was Arena. But let's go with the first map, the new one, because this already has a few more interesting enemies, at least to me personally. Let's go. Next up, we can start and to pick a few units. How about, yeah, let's go with Plague Deckers and Knights, because, well, I'm such an honorable person, I just like going with the Knight. Let's go. And this is where it already starts. Our units are running against these enemy units, and we need to make sure that we have enough units, and also to make sure to have an efficient use of our spells to make sure, well, that the units actually survive. Of course, this is the first wave, which you barely have any chance to lose on, especially in the earlier difficulties, of course. So next up, after we won a round, we have a choice of different upgrades. For example, the Elven Warriors, a new spell, Teleport, or Archers. I'm always kind of unsure about the Elven Warriors, because yes, they attack fast, have a decent amount of damage and a 25% dodge chance, but their health is so low that even in earlier levels, they just die very fast. And Archers are very okay. It's an archer. They shoot bows. They shoot bows with their arrows, of course. It's great fun. Let's go with those. And of course, we have a lot of money afterwards. So now we can essentially choose between different upgrades. From having more units, maximum, currently we can only have up to 20 units. We currently have 9. But you can always increase your maximum number size. And I think my highest so far was like 140 or something. We can choose new units or spells, essentially what we just got and chose from for free. And we can have the level 2 spells unlocked, tier 2 units, which you see like here. This is tier 1, this is tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, all the way up to tier 5. And so the Knights and the Plague Doctors are actually considered tier 3 units, which is, especially at the beginning, quite nice to have. And then there's also this from 6 to 8 tier 1 units offered, which got an additional explanation, which I really like. So this is not that it gives you like 6 to 8 units from the tier 1. No, it actually increases the amount of units you gain from the respective tier. Which, especially later on, when you can only have like a single tier 5 unit and suddenly 2 with each big, is a very good buff. And of course, basic upgrades like more damage from melee units, range units, health, spell cooldown reduction, spell damage, more choices, or lifesteal. We're gonna see most of those throughout the run, I would say. So, one last thing before we actually go and try to at least get to level 30. What I like to do, which is just a little bit of more choice, is of course you can have the selection of how many units you want to have. This is especially important if you reach your maximum number. So you often want to have your higher tier units, or if you go with a certain composition, of course you want to change that. And if you can't or don't want to afford like an upgrade to your maximum units, so you can fiddle around with this, and you can set up the move speed. So this might be used for positioning your units better. For example, the Plague Doctor, when he dies, leaves a puddle of acid on the ground, well, poison in this case, that deals damage. Frankly though, I personally found it way more important to just straight up increase the move speed, because once one of my units kills an enemy, he of course needs to run up to the next enemy. And the faster he is, the faster he can run up to the next enemy and just hit him and do damage. That's the simple way how I use the move speed modifier. So for me, it's always like 150%. There's one last thing with the gold and interest you can get, but I think I already talked too much about this menu. Let's do this later on, shall we? For now, we want to go and see what happens in the next round, now with 6 archers at night and 2 plague doctors. I'm ready. Okay. Personally, it reminds me like in the old days. I should actually use my spells. Yep, already lost the Plague Doctor, but I think we're fine regardless. What I wanted to say is this reminds me on the old days. For example, like Rome Total War. I just loved playing this game like in skirmish mode and watch like 1,000 peasants run up against like a few elephants or something. And this kind of scratches the same itch for me. I really like watching this chaos unfold and just being able to influence it just like this little bit with my spells. Apropos spells, summon melee. Let's get this spell. This is actually a pretty good one in my opinion, because, well, it summons you a few bandits, a few units. Bandits are actually tier 2, and if you upgrade, you can get all the way up to tier 5 units, which is pretty nice. The cooldown will ever increase with every use, so you can't really abuse the spell, but it's pretty decent to begin with. So, what I said early on is, this is the reason I do not want to spend any gold right now, is at every step, like up to 500 gold, you get more bonus gold after each round. As you can see here, like I don't get any bonus gold while I have less than 100 gold. But if I have more than 100 gold, I get 10 bonus gold. If I have 200 to 299 gold, I get 20 bonus gold. And you trust me, you need all the gold you can get through this. So getting this up to 500 plus golds and maybe using your puffer or buffer for like certain boss battles is definitely worth it. And this is why I not want to spend any gold right now. I have the upgrades, I have the units, I have the spells. I feel like we're safe for at least this and probably the next round as well. We're ready. Alright, let's see this. I'm immediately going to heal my units. The knight is just wrecking stuff. I'm going to send the bandits right into the enemy archer line, and they are just wrecking through them. But of course, I do have some upgrades in place. We're playing on normal, and this is only level 3. But trust me, it's gonna get harder. And now it's an interesting choice. I personally don't really like the Impending Doom, but this is not because it's necessarily a bad spell. It just requires us to sacrifice a unit by essentially turning it into a bomb so that it runs into enemy lines. And I'm always too stingy to sacrifice any units, so I think I want to go with Chain Lightning, because this is another opportunity to defeat enemy ranged units, which at least in later levels are quite a danger to our units. And now we are over 100 gold, and you can see it's activated, so after the next round we will receive 10 bonus gold. So next up we see it's gonna be 33 ranges. I think we're fine. Luckily our knight only takes 30% damage from these ranges, so he can take quite a bit of damage. And we have the spells. I think this should be enough. Let's start with the Chain Lightning. Yes. I don't care about my Plague Doctors right now. I want to heal my knight if he's in danger. Summon the bandits. Let's heal him already. The healing wave is spreading. And thanks to our mages, or hero mages buff, all these units that just got healed also have 50% attack speed buff. So now we have a pretty decent choice to make. Very interesting one. So Frost Shock just is dealing a little bit of damage, but just straight up freezes enemies. That's pretty good. Bless is a very powerful spell, or we could just go and take straight up 50 gold, which would allow us to gain interest faster. Because this would already push us into the next level. But frankly, Bless is such a good spell, I'm gonna go with this. And it also kind of synergizes with our healing wave in a way that if we bless a friendly unit, right now it only gets a little bit more health, gets fully healed and takes some damage reduction. But yeah, if we place this on our knight and once the bless effect takes off, we can just heal him with the healing wave or so we can create quite a bit of a buffer. I think we're still fine. Let's try to not spend any money this round. Let's see, my Chain Lightning is not enough to get rid of any enemies. That is still fine. I'm going to heal. And I'm going to send in some bandits and just buff the knight. But it certainly is a bit closer compared to last time. Let's get the heal in. But we're still doing fine. Let's see. So 250 gold, and we can choose a unit. I really like dwarves, so let's go with the Dwarven Warrior. Make sure that their movement speed is increased as well. And I think, like a tiny boss battle ahead. Werewolves are actually a little bit of a force. So let's choose units or spells. So the same as before, we have a new role. Basically, I'm gonna choose some Dwarven Warriors. So now we are over our maximum capacity. Just by 1, but I think it's fine. Let's get the upgrade up to 30. So we have 21 units against these 2 werewolves with our spells. I think we're fine. Let's give him a bit of a shock. Not much, but it's something. I wanted to bless the Plague Doctor. That was definitely a mistake on my part. Okay. This is still fine. Yep. Choose even if healing wave right now doesn't do that much with the healing, thanks to our hero, it's also essentially damage buff. So, because as I said earlier, thanks to healing wave, their attack speeds gets increased by 50%. So it's always very smart to just spam healing wave as often as possible. We have a new choice. So we could go with, let's actually go for archers, because this also pushes us over 300 gold. Frankly, cultists would do the same. But no, actually, yeah, let's get the cultists, which have like a little bit of a critical effect. Increase their speed, 303 gold, I think we're fine. Wave 7, not a problem. Let's get this in. We're gonna take the hits. Let's summon bandits, heal the knight, he's our strongest units right now. Unit, sorry. But I think we're still doing good so far, not a problem at all. Perfect. This time I want to take some archers. Yeah. 407 gold, so we're gonna fight warrior reds, X-reds, and red mages. Red mages are definitely a danger if there's a high number of them, because they can just focus fire with the ranged attacks. I think we're still fine though. Only 30 units right now. 3 cultists are not on the field, so to speak. But with the spells, yeah, I want to keep my interest bonus, so let's go. This time I'm gonna try to focus a bit more. See, he's gonna take the buff. Thanks to the healing and the damage reduction, he could take quite a lot of shots from these mages. And you can see how much damage they dealt. They also got rid of the bandits, but yeah, we're still fine. Not a problem at all. Right, 94 gold in total, 501. I'm gonna take some Dwarven Warriors. And next up is gonna be level 9, where we fight the Red King, which has a lot of health. I would really like to stay above 500 gold, but frankly, I'm not sure if this is enough right now to beat this wave. So let's play the safe, let's get the upgrade. Let's actually also unlock a tier 2 units, yes. This allows us to barely stay above 400. Also, if you upgrade to the next tier, unit tier, you always get 1 unit for free of that new tier. So let's get this. And we gained a Dwarven Miner. I like these guys. They have a lot of health as well, so they can take in quite some damage. I think this should be enough. Let's see. Let's hope I'm right. Just spam the thunder. You're gonna take this. You're gonna... Yep, there we go. Buff it all. Bandits into the enemy range line. Yeah, we have the numbers. That's fine. Also, a cool unit, which we can kind of unlock as well in later tiers, is... as you can see here with the reds, they have like this necromancer which summons zombies. So this can be quite hairy later on if there's a lot of necromancers and they just keep summoning more and more zombies to swarm us down. That can be dangerous. Yeah, let's get some bandits. I do like some bandits. Let's go with this. 3 were-reds, 3 priests, 5 rogues. I really want to stay above 500 this time. I'm confident that we can win this. Let's go. And let's hope that I'm right. So they also have priests. I'm gonna buff everything here. So these rogues will straight up run into our backline, but that really isn't a problem right now with these numbers. Yeah, we are fine. Spamming my spells to end this round just a bit faster. There we go. Alright, bandits, alchemists who have like a splash effect, which is also pretty nice, but frankly, I really like miners. So far, I also have to say this was like my biggest tactic so far, is mostly focusing on melee units. Because this is also tied to the upgrades, which we will see later on. So we have 3 upgrades to our units directly, which is like increasing melee damage, increasing range damage, and increasing the health of units. As you can see right now, it's from 20% to 45%. This is because I already gained through upgrades, through these blood gems I mentioned earlier, 20% on all these stats. So it's just a 25% increase in general this first time we buy this upgrade. And I found that thanks to health, which applies to all units, melee and range units, but of course melee units have a higher base health, which meaning that the percentage affects them way more than the ranged units. And the damage, so you're kind of reliant on melee units in general. So even if you want to focus more on archers, this is kind of fine because you have health, but archers just always quickly die, or all ranged units. So I found myself not relying that much on ranged units and way more on melee units. I hope this made sense to you guys. What I'm basically trying to say is just I usually tend to ignore the range damage modifier and just go health, of course, for all units, but then melee damage, because I need the buffer. So I haven't really found a way right now to completely focus on range units. You always need, if you want to go range units, you need to have melee units. But you don't necessarily need range units to go fully on melee units. I think this finally made sense. Anyway, let's get level 2 spells unlocks. I really like using those. Let's get a new role. So this allows us to upgrade our summon melee to level 2. Now it summons 3 knights instead of 3 bandits. That's nice. Let's also not do anything else. No, let's make a new choice. Let's get more miners. All of these 3 are pretty good. Let's actually get a better Bless. Because as I said earlier, Bless is a very strong spell. Right now, it just added, or like an added benefit is that the unit's attack speeds is also doubled. And the maximum health that it gains is increased from 50 to 100 maximum health. So overall, it now instantly heals a unit, gives it 100 additional health. For 7 seconds, it also reduces all incoming damage by 65%, and the attack speed is doubled. That's pretty nice, and trust me, it only gets better from here on out. I think we're ready, let's go. Okay, summoning everything, you're going to buff. I'm gonna send in the knights kind of early on, so, or into the enemy lines, so they can soak up quite a bit of these mages damage, because they are the biggest threat right now. Kind of wondering how good we're doing. No, thanks to Bless. Okay, it's fine. Alright. So, level 11. Let's gain more miners. I always like these guys. Also want to make sure that I increase the move speed on everyone. But it doesn't look like I forgot anyone. That's nice. More units and 660. Yeah, let's go to tier 3. The higher we get by the tiers, the better units we gain. That's always very helpful. Now we got a cherub who has quite a decent amount of health, has 22 damage, a very fast attack speed, and also regenerates 10 health every 2 seconds. I think I only want to increase this guy's move speed to 125, because they are just from a natural way very fast, and usually they just fly into battle and die very, very early on, so that they can't really benefit in my composition from their health regeneration. So if they're just a little bit slower, I think they might overall survive longer. That's kind of what I'm hoping. And now we're going to fight 60 red mages. Okay, this might be a bit dicey. Yeah, let's already soak in all the damage with this guy. He did a good job. This allowed our main force to get close to them, and now I think we don't really have anything to fear. Let's still use all our spells just in case. Yeah, it's fine. Level 12, 1. Ooh, gladiators. Oh, apprentices are also quite nice. But as I said earlier, I'm usually trying to commit on melee as much as possible. So let's gain some gladiators who have just good stats in general. And I think next wave should be fine. Let's see if we can get close to tier 4 units maybe. I'm ready. Spam the spells. Send him some knights. I'm actually going to use the bless on this guy. Frankly, the knights can take quite a bit of a punch from enemies, especially ranged ones, of course, but At this point, I'm kind of wondering if I should, if possible, use my bless on, for example, the Gladiator, who deals more damage. Mostly because of the double attack speed. Because damage is always very good. The sooner you can get rid of enemies, the better in this game. But yeah, we're doing fine. More gold, so it takes 270, I think, to the next tier. We have that money. On the other hand, we could go and buy tier 4 units with the 65 gold eventually. So yeah, let's take the gold. Let's get a tier 4 unit upgrade. Perfect. So we gained a paladin who restores health with every attack. I do like these guys, even though my favorite are these palace guards, because they have very good crit opportunity, way better than the cultists. Of course, this is tier 1 against tier 4, and these guys, I really like them, because they can dish out a lot of damage. Yeah, I have 3 slots left. Let's actually choose a new role. Golems are nice as well, because they can take quite a punch due to their health amount. And of course, every melee unit that attacks them gets 20 damage dealt back to them. That's pretty nice as well. Oh, I can't decide. Let's actually gain the Chain Lightning. You can't really go too wrong with upgrading your spells. Might be a mistake, because Minotaurs are actually quite strong now that I think about this. Okay, just for this little bit of an extra buff, let's gain some lifesteal. So, and lifesteal 10% is literally what it says. It's not like a 10% chance on lifesteal effect or anything. It's literally every time a unit deals damage, 10% of the damage dealt is, gained as life to them. So this is also an incentive to kind of upgrade damage for your units. Of course, especially melee units in my opinion, in combination with the lifesteal effects, so that they even stay and survive longer in the battle in general. Okay, I'm a little bit unsure, but let's hope we can win the next fight anyway. I'm gonna try to pay a bit more attention, get all the buffs out. You guys take care of the range units. Minotaurs and Banshees can be a bit strong, but I think, yeah, we should be fine. We're fine. Using our spells. Just throwing in the blast effect. Yeah, not a problem at all. Perfect. Oh, there we go. Yes, 2 Royal Guards. So, decent amount of health, good damage, fast attack speed, and a 30% chance to crit for 4 times the normal damage. So, almost every third hit deals 200 damage. I really like Royal Guards, frankly. And I'm also only giving them 125 move speed, because even though I really want them to run in there and attack, I also kind of want them a little bit behind all my other units, so that all the other units get attacked first and these guys can just stab and stabby them with the crits. That's the dream, at least. So 668 money. 96 rogues should not be a problem. I'm still gonna try... Or am I? To go to level 3 spells, because now it's time to try to go to 1000 gold to get tier 5 units. But maybe I'm a bit too cocky, so instead let's spend our money. Let's unlock tier 3 spells, so after the next round we should get better spells as well. Let's go. Yeah, these guys are fast. Okay, throw in all the things we have. It's quite a mess. There we go, the cherub died. Okay, I tried to throw the blast on a miner, didn't quite hit it there. I'm surprised on how much damage these rogues actually dealt to us. Wow, there's not a lot of people alive. I want to have more Royal Guards. Oh, maybe I should have taken the money. Let's spend it. I'm apparently not quite as strong as I would hope, so... Oh, summon melee? 3 paladins. Or an even better blast effect. So the 7-second damage reduction would be increased to 80%, and the maximum health would go up to 180. That's also pretty nice. Let's get the blast effect. And just another roll, healing wave, even better. So more jumps, more healing, Also more sustained healing over 5 seconds. And in addition to that, all the units getting hit by the healing wave also take 10% reduced damage. So this is important because these damage reductions between Bless and Healing Wave do not stack, but they are still quite powerful nonetheless. Okay, let's go, team. Okay, let's heal you up. I'm never quite too sure if I should use the Bless on like Plague Doctors or not, because they are just so fast, or if I should actually try to make them die as fast as possible to have the poison on the ground. So that's on me, that I'm a little bit unsure there. Quite a lot of zombies, but our units are strong enough to deal with this. Not a problem. I want to have a better summon melee, yes please. Okay, 4 were-rats, 3 red kings, a few knights and 45 rangers, 800 gold. I am just a little bit unsure, so in this case let's increase our melee unit damage by 25% up to 45% for 100 gold. I think other than that we are doing fine. Making sure that a paladin gets the buff, so he attacks twice as fast, dealing quite a bit of damage hopefully to these strong enemies. 1 were-rat down. I think we're doing good. Throwing in a chain light here. Yeah, not a problem. Good job, team. Level 17. I am going to take a better healing wave. Yes, please. So, new enemies, brutes, berserkers, and whipfish. Also, just as a side note, I really like this. This game in general has a very simple design, but like these sprayed monsters and so, they have a very unique and funny design. I like pretty much every look of every unit so far in the game, and I'm always like just kind of wishing for more. I think I'm a bit greedy there, yes. There is also, with the more wish on my part, a little bit of a criticism, but I think we're gonna get to that at the end of the video. For now, I think we're doing fine. Let's hope we can survive this. I want to get to 1000 gold as fast as possible. Okay, getting the upgrades, all the buffs, all the damage spells in. I think we're doing fine. Yes, we are. Maybe not as fine as I'm hoping, though. Oh, man. Oh, lost almost all of our melee units. Okay. Ooh, Royal Guards. Ooh, 1000 gold. Okay, Royal Guards. I really like Royal Guards that much that I sometimes wonder if I should even go up to tier 5 or maybe just wait and try to acquire more Royal Guards. On the other hand, like these Archangels, which we might get now, are also very strong. So let's see. A tier 5 unit. We got the ranged unit, which I'm not going to focus as much on, but Cyclops also deal 54 damage, have a decent attack speed, a very high range, and also a decent amount of health. So it definitely is not a loss right now. 557 gold. Let's invest into an additional upgrade on lifesteal. And let's get ready with our first tier 5 unit. Okay, you're going to take the punish from all these rangers, while everyone else is hopefully going to get rid of them. I am a little bit concerned, I have to admit, right now. Okay, let's get the buffs in. Summon some paladins in the back line. Yep, we're going to lose a lot of units right now. I'm worried. Maybe I was too greedy. Heal. Stay alive. We really need... Come on, blast effect on this guy. Attack faster. Get rid of them. This should be it then. Okay. Yes. This is what I mean. If there's a lot of ranged units, they can just focus fire down while their melee units heal. So again, I did a little bit of criticism, but ranged units are pretty good, especially on the enemy side. So another tier 5 unit is the Necromancer, also a ranged unit. Also one of these units that you actually need to unlock via blood gems. and they have a very cool effect by, well, summoning undeads at the beginning of combat and after every 6 attacks. Yeah, let me show that guy to you, so let's get a Necromancer. Can't get too wrong with those. So if these guys stay alive for a long time, they just throw out so many undeads. It definitely is fun. So now I really want to spam more choose unit spells, or we could go for this upgrade to get double the tier 5 units. So this is kind of the next big goal. Level 4 spells would be nice as well. Let's also get more health on all of the units. And yeah, let's get another choice. Let's actually get the Dwarven Construct to take in a lot of damage, because 580 health is quite a bit. Which has been buffed by 45% overall. With this, I think we're okay for now. Let's hope I am right. Okay, let's heal this Paladin. Throw a healing wave in. Also for the attack speed. Okay. Come on, let's get rid of these mages. They really are scaring me. Okay, yep. Everyone is focused on these paladins on the back line. The main force is coming in. We got this. 170 gold in total. Frost Giants and Archangels, both are very good. Let's get the... oh god, I want to have both. Let's get the Archangels, because these guys, again, decent health, good damage, but very fast attack speed. These guys, if you have a bunch of them, just destroy later boss monsters, and a lot of regeneration as well. So, especially on this unit with lifesteal, if they attack that fast and have a lot of damage and health, they can be dangerous. Okay, 713 gold. I kind of wonder, should I go for a level 4 spell? Or should I try... I really want to have this upgrade as fast and soon as possible, so that I get like double the tier 5 units. I'm also a little bit afraid of the enemies, if we can win this right now. 26 Fish Knights, 300 health, 30 damage. But let's be greedy. I want to have the buff, so this is the important thing. Let's get the upgrade on our Archangel. Some damage in. So let's try to keep our units alive here up in the north, the strong ones, because they are the most important right now. I don't have favorites, but I do have favorites. There we go. Okay, not a problem. Okay, let's get another Dwarven Construct. 935. Now get this upgrade. Oh, I'm below 500. I'm not good at basic math, apparently. But it's gonna be beneficial going on. Let's get another lifesteal, because we will be above 500 next round anyway. And it's gonna help. So let's get in the damage. I really want to buff the Archangel. Most important unit right now. It's fast, it's dealing a lot of damage, it's attacking fast, it's tanking some damage, it's dead now. We have the Dwarven Construct. I might have been too greedy. I really might have been too greedy. Come on, my paladins. I'm going to blast you, taking all the damage, please. Heal the Dwarven Construct. Luckily, that one is still alive. Okay, we're fine. But this was definitely closer than what I would have hoped for. Okay, let's get the 2 Dwarven Constructs now, thanks to our buff. That is nice. And yeah, let's get more units. 2 Frost Giants. I really like these guys. They also have decent stats, a lot of health, and they have a 30% chance on anyone who attacks them that the attacker will be frozen for 2 seconds. That's very good in my opinion. So 576 gold right now. I could get like a spell reduction on the cooldown, but 5% really is not that much. And damage doesn't really benefit us that much, because the only spell I have is Chain Lightning, and its base damage isn't that strong to begin with right now. So maybe once we reach level 4 with that. Okay, let's go. Summon all the units. And let's hope that we can win this. Bless our Archangel. I really like this tactic. because they are just blazing through. Especially, like, I think it's level 4 Bless, which actually increases the units, well, the unit that is blessed during these 7 seconds, the damage will be increased by 5 times the base amount, which on an Archangel with like 220 damage, or well, 116 right now, kind of close, and the fast attack speed is brutal, let me tell you. Okay, we gained more units, that's always nice. Let's just focus on that right now to be a bit more on the safe side. And I think next round I'm gonna try to get level 4 spells unlocked. But for now, Frost Giants, Archangels, and yeah. 2 more Archangels, 80 units. I think we're pretty good right now. Go, my Archangels! There we go. Just watch them blazing through our mortal enemies. Yep, now we're pretty good with all these tier 5 units. Nothing too much to worry about. Let's get the Archangels, increase our maximum capacity, unlock level 4 spells. Yep, choose a new one, and there we go, Bless level 4. The duration of the Bless effect is gonna be increased from 7 to 8 seconds. The maximum health increase from 180 to 300, and there we go. Now also makes the unit deal 5 times more damage. This is very strong. I really, really like it. Choose one more. Yeah. Summon level 4 is also going to summon 3 Archangels. Let's see them wreck through these 31 Verrats. This is not a problem. 5 times damage, there we go, almost one-shots them. All these other Archangels also gained the 50% attack speed buff thanks to Healing Wave. Bless also applies 100% attack speed buff. More Healing Wave. Oh, now we are very good on the Survivor skill, I would say. Let's still increase our melee damage right now. 680, and of course unit health. Let's go. Now it's all on increasing our Archangels. Oh, this Healing Wave wasn't that good because it could only bounce between these two. But I think we are not in any worry to lose this. On the other hand, it's a lot of ranged units here. That kind of scares me. Please take in the damage via the blast. Yep, Chain Lightning. There we go. But no. We got this. Not a problem at all. More Necromancers, a little bit of range damage, more units to buffer, or just go and focus on, Dwarven Construct. I'm greedy. Meter units, big heavy dudes to just punch stuff. Oh well, the Slender, Angels as well. This is our way right now. Let's go for more melee damage, and instead of health, let's focus on increasing lifesteal by 1 more, 570 gold. So currently 40% lifesteal, which means every time one of these angels hits an enemy, it's gonna be like, what, 60, 70 health? That is pretty nice. That will be restored to that total of 408 health. Let's see them just destroy more enemies, shall we? Throw on the buffs, the healing waves. There we go. Oh, I love watching this. Not a problem at all. Okay, I feel like we're on a good way to beat level 30 as well. Let's get our other spell to level 4, which would be Chain Lightning. There we go, level 4. Now, lightning spell that bounces between 15 nearby enemy units, dealing 120 damage. Will do an extra bounce for each unit killed, up to 26 bounces. That's nice. Okay, all spells are level 4. 680, let's gain lifesteal twice, so 60% lifesteal on all the damage our units deal. That's nice. 119 Minotaurs. Not a problem. Let's go, my Archangels. We got this. I think so. It is a lot of Minotaurs. Come on, can I rescue this guy? Throw in another heal. Some archangels in the back line. Yeah, we got this. Alright. And right now I think thanks to saving a lot of money, getting the upgrades early on, and now a lot of tier 5 units, I think even now with the upcoming Force Dragon, we are totally good. But you could tell that there was a few rounds where I was very close to losing. And I would have probably lost as well, even though we are only playing on the easiest difficulty right now. But due to me having these blood gems upgrades that increased my unit stats and influenced how that I also gained like more golds from the very get-go. So without these upgrades, I would have lost even here on normal. So trust me, don't think that this game is that easy. I only make it look so. I at least think and hope so. But especially at the beginning, at the start, when you need to figure things out and when you don't have that many blood gems, you really need to be very precise and, yeah, not to lose the game. It definitely is quite challenging. So for now, what is upcoming? I have 90 out of 90 units. Oh no, used 90, owned 90, maximum is 100. But I think I want to increase melee damage again. Well, of course, in this case, more Archangels. 573 gold. The rest is fine. Let's go. Let's see if we can survive level 30. Yep, even this big giant dragon, which had a lot of health, not an issue for us. So, look at all these enemies coming up. So the Force Dragon had 5,000 health, 200 damage, very fast attack speed. Each attack did 50% cleave damage. It does take more damage from magical damage, but frankly we don't have that much. And Frost Shock, for example, from our Frost Giant, I think only takes half the time. I'm not sure if this is the same effect from the Frost Shock spell that the giants have, so this might or might not even apply in the same way to the Force Dragon. But you could tell, we're doing fine. So this is the last normal wave. After this, and like the endless wave up to 35, and then the endless wave are going to start. But after the next wave, you will see we will be forced or required to spend all our remaining gold. But for now, we still have gold. Let's get more unit health. Not quite 190 to get melee damage going on, so let's get more units. More Archangels, always good. And more Archangels, 17 Archangels, trust me. This is gonna be over in a blaze. Bless the Archangels, shoot down some Necromancers in the backline. There we Did you see that? This blessed Archangel took like 2 or 3 punches to destroy that dragon. Oh, it literally is a bless to watch that. So, get Dwarven Construct, sure. There we go, we did it. Prepare for the end game. You have defeated all the normal levels of Mage and Monsters and are now entering the end game. Spend all your gold now, because you're not coming back. Defeat endgame round 5 to unlock a brutal difficulty, which we have already unlocked. And yeah, now we would essentially be forced to spend all our money for the last 5 final rounds. 100. More damage, more health, maybe more health. 60, more spell damage, only benefits Chain Lightning. And after these 5 endgame rounds, we would unlock the endless rounds after that. So they will be very easily increased. It's gonna be more difficult, and I think the farthest I made it was in maybe even normal difficulty to like endless round 9. But frankly, just with this, going through the different difficulties, trying out different units, even though I have to admit I usually focus on melee units. But as you could tell, that was quite a success. I like to use the different spells, even though I have my favorites. For example, Healing Wave Blast is awesome. Medelda with the attack speed on the Healing Wave, also very good. Summon stuff is always fun. But also the other spells, like the Frost Shock, to just stun enemies, is also quite pleasurable to play around with. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I think this is when I'm gonna go back to the menu. One last thing, let's see, does it quit the game? It's gonna quit the game, not back to the main menu, that's fine. One last thing I wish for, maybe not for this game, but for a potential Mage and Monsters 2, which I really hope that Lasko? Dang it, I forgot the name. The cool Dota pro player developer who created this game. I really hope he has enough motivation and success with this game to create a successor. And for that, I personally would hope to have a little bit more of an incentive to even vary my builds. As I mentioned previously a few times, is I tend to keep focusing on just going pure melee, buffing them, having certain spells, and then just win, basically. That worked pretty much always for me. But what I would like to see is, of course, more units, more spells, more variation, more heroes, more interesting heroes also. But maybe something like, for example, like different factions also. If you focus more on Dwarven Warriors, you get like a certain buff or certain units. If you focus more on Elven units, you get something. If you focus more on ranged units, you have a certain benefit to, I don't know. I have this vision where you start with the Elven hero, but thanks to the randomization, you are kind of forced to choose a lot of Orc units, for example, and Beast units. But they have also synergizing going on, that you need to adapt with a certain bonus you get from the hero. And unfortunately, I also don't really get Beast and Orc spells or the Elven spells. I somehow tend, just by random luck, to get, I don't know, undead spells or human spells, and I need to make all these three components work together to create on the fly a decent build. But of course, this is only wishful thinking for a great game that I enjoyed more than 10 hours already, and this is just me nerding about a potential successor. Because frankly, I personally recommend this game. I had a lot of fun, and I really hope I could show you guys that this is something that you might enjoy or not. Please tell me in the comments. The link to this game is down there. And while I talk, we're gonna watch the final battle, which I will not influence in any way with any spells, but I feel like all my archangels are just blazing through them. And while we watch this, ladies and gentlemen, my name is JustDaZack. We are on JustDaZack. You can tell I'm still kind of early to this. Please tell me if you like this. If there's anything that you would like me see improve on this series, on these videos. I can only say I have a lot of fun. I want to continue this. I probably want to continue playing this game as well. With the new heroes, more maps. I really am wishful for everything and thankful. And now I'm rambling about, ladies and gentlemen. All of you, thanks so much for hanging around. Stay awesome. Till next time, to the next game, the next video that we will watch and play and see if it is worthy of our attention the next time. Thanks for hanging around and stay awesome. Bye bye.